Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abongile, and I am a computer science and a business computing student studying at GCT, and I am doing my final year. So last week I created a video where I was just building my CV, and it was an introduction to a series called Abongile Needs a Job. And if you have not watched that video, what are you actually doing with your life? Like, what are you doing with your life? Make sure you watch that video. Well, in that video I was basically just creating my CV. There was not much information that I was sharing about the process of creating a CV. I was just doing the CV, and I promised that I was going to make a video where I explained thoroughly how to make a CV, the importance of having a CV, and why your CV should actually look like the way that it should look. And that's exactly what I'm doing in this video. I'll be taking you guys through my CV, of course, not showing more information about myself, things that you can use against me, but trying to show as much as I can when it comes to the job look, when it comes to my CV, so that you can see how to create your own CV. But of course, I did not come up with these things. I've researched, and one of the resources that I've used in my research and throughout my whole CV process, majority of it was the career services at UCT. Well, this is public information, of course, because they have shared these documents to me, and yeah, but then I will be using their format and also the tips I found in their channel or on their website. So that's what I'll be doing. Don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. Someone just walked in, that's why I'm just like shy now, but just make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. Before I actually begin showing you guys my CV and how to create your own CV, I want to first tell you what a CV is and why is it important when it comes to your job searching process. So a CV is actually described as a marketing tool. Who are you selling? You're selling yourself to your potential employer. So it is a tool that tells us who you are, where you're from, what you've done, your accomplishments, your achievements, your skills, your experiences, everything about yourself. You are marketing yourself to your potential employer just to make sure that you are competent for the job that you are applying to. So basically, the CV is the employer's first impression of yourself. When they say, "What first impressions last longer?" Yes, that's why it is very, very important for your CV to be very good, because that's the first impression of yourself to your employer. Like, they don't know who you are, they do not know anything about you, but your CV tells us more about yourself. And if we're impressed, we'll let you move on to the next stage. But if they are not impressed, then you will stay in stage one, or you'll be rejected for the job that you're applying to. So that's the importance of having a CV, and having a good one at that. So the first tip when creating your own CV is to make sure, or to match your CV to what you're actually applying to, right? So a CV can be used for different kind of things. It can be used for finding a bursary, finding a job, I don't know, it can be used for many different things. So you need to make sure that you match your CV to what you're looking for. Of course, again, now we're going to talk about finding a job, because it is Abongile Needs a Job series anyways. So we need to match our CV to finding a job. Now, the catch is, what kind of a job am I looking for? Is it a software engineering job? Is it a BA role? Is it a project management role? Is it a cybersecurity role? What kind of job am I looking for? You need to match that CV to that kind of a job. Now, you can't use a CV for a software engineering role and use it for a BA role. It cannot happen. So you need to match your CV to the kind of job that you're looking for. So that's tip number one. So the second tip that you need to consider when creating your own CV is to ensure that you pull out the CVs that are needed for that particular job. Suppose they're looking for a front-end engineer, or they're looking for a BA, but let's use front-end engineer. You need to, they say that for a job description, you need to be proficient to these skills. You need to be proficient in HTML, CSS. Do not just say that I'm proficient in CSS, but show us what kind of projects that you have done to support that you know and you're good at at what you're saying you're good at, or you have the skills that you claim to have. So that's number one, is to make sure that you read the job description, you pull out the skills, which okay, they want people who are proficient in HTML, CSS. Okay, they want a person who's a good communicator, they want a person who works well in teams. Okay, fine, these are the skills that they want, right? And when you are describing or telling us about the skills that you have, make sure that those skills are included when it comes to creating your CV in the skills section. But we'll look at that. I'm just not going to tell you this, but we're actually going to look at this as an example. Then the last tip before I guys show you my CV is evidence, 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 right? You cannot say that you know HTML with your mouth only. You will have to see that you know HTML. You have to see that you know CSS, you know JavaScript. If it means that you need to use your computer science projects, whatever it is, to show that you know what you're talking about, you need to. But you can't just say I'm proficient in Python or Java without you backing up yourself. And you can't say that I'm a good communicator when you have not even done one public speaking thing, or you are not, you have not done anything, or you've not worked in a group, whatever it is. But you need to show evidence, 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 evidence. That's number three. And let's go take a look at my CV and where we can improve. Because I have done a draft CV, then I went for a consultation at Career Services again. If you are from UCT, but I do think that other schools do provide career services. But if you're from UCT, there is career services that you can ask them to check your CV, your LinkedIn, help you for interview preparations, all of that. But if you're scared like me, don't worry, just make sure that you watch the series and continue. Maybe it will give you confidence to do your CV and to start your job searching process. Okay, without any further ado, let's go and look at my CV. Okay, so it's time for me to review my CV and redo it, use all these comments that they've given me, and then try to write my final draft. And after that, I'll show you guys how it goes, and then I'll submit that, and then we're done with this video. But before we actually start with our the tutorial and stuff, let me just dismiss this. Before we actually start with our tutorial and stuff, I want to show you guys the service, like I told you, career services, where you can book your appointments when it comes to your CV, LinkedIn, whatever it is. I want to show you guys this website. Okay, so it starts here. So your career services on your own future. You log in as a current student or a graduate up to 3 years after graduation. So I mean, obviously I'm a current student. You log in here, and once you have logged in, I also left this in the description box on my channel, or my video, on the video that I recorded last week, but I'll also leave it in this video. So you come here to resources, create a great CV, your 2024 career guide, entrepreneurship program and resources, whatever it is. But what we're looking for is to create a great CV. But before we do that, I want to show you guys that you can book your appointments here also. Your appointments here, CV and LinkedIn consultation. We have CV review, which is what I did the last time. They can also help you with your failure exclusion, all of these things, whatever it is, handling job offers, internships, interview preparation, and mock interview programs. I think these ones we will do this probably in the few weeks to come. But for now, we are still in these phases where we're doing CV and LinkedIn consultation. Yeah, great. So let's go and look at the resource where we create a great CV. So this is a document that I was using. Told you that the CV is a marketing tool, whatever it is. Now I want us to look at my CV. So this is the whole document. which you can get from the website. But let's go look at my CV. Sometimes the reason why I think I want to be a project manager or a BA analyst is, or a business analyst, is my management skills. Yes, I'm not the best, but I like to organize things, into folders, into file. I have my 2023 file, 2024, 2025, apps. I don't know what this apps is, but then I have this job searching. So this is where we're gonna go, and then we have our CV. Okay. So our CV starts off with my name, of course, my full name, Abongile Ngoya. This is I name on my IDs, and then the number, the LinkedIn profile that I have, and the address where I live. Now, I want us to talk about the profile section. Now, you need to understand that this was a draft, hey? So things were not looking good. And also, I don't think the profile, I finished it when I sent this draft to the person who was my consultant when it comes to this CV. So she said that do not write your CV in third person. So I don't know what she means third person, but do not write your CV in third person. I'm going to figure out what that means. Okay, let's think about it. Third person means that like Abongile completed her first year. It's not, oh yes, I remember she made an example. She said that it's not an obituary or it's not a biography, it's a CV, right? Don't say Abongile completed her third year in computer science in 2020 whatever. No, just say completed her third year. I don't know how to word it out, but do not write your CV in third person. And then in your profile, in the profile section, you need to reflect your education, show what you, I think I wanted to say, show what you have to offer here. And like you're going to say, pursuing computer science, whatever. So what elements about consulting interest you? So this CV is going to be for consulting or project management, right? What elements about consulting interest you the most? Key strengths you have developed. What did you learn in the module of PM? How did you prepare for, right? And she said that you can ask ChatGPT to write a high elevated pitch and using keywords from the job description, right? So you're going to look at the job description and you're going to use the keywords, and then also to build your profile. And she said the profile, this part needs to be like 3 to 4 lines, not 3 to 4, 4 to 5 lines, and nothing more, because especially if your CV is going to be long. But that's what the profile is about. Then we have education. Education, she said that it's in chronological order, so from what you're currently doing to the last thing that you have done. So I'm currently doing my Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at University of Cape Town. And here you can write if you got distinctions, if you got Dean's Merit List, whatever, Golden Key, whatever it is that you got here that is an achievement at your Bachelor's of Science at your university level, and also at your 2021 at your National Senior Certificate. She said that you must remove the word metric because it is informal. You just need to write this part and whatever. If you say to achieve 7 distinctions, you need to name all of the 7 distinctions, not just name few, but you need to name all of them. Then moving on to the third part of it, which is the work experience. Of course, start with the most recent and to the least recent. So, of course, I was a chairperson. So she said that how it goes is role, organization, and period. So you're going to say chairperson, organization, women in computer science, period. You're going to say November 2023, 2024. And then you describe. And the way that she said that I described these roles very well, you need to quantify your descriptions. Like I've led 10 members, I've increased 75% of engagement, whatever it is, but it needs to be quantifiable. Yeah, we need to see how you have changed the role, or the current situation of the company, whatever it is, or what impacted you is. You need to show what impact that you did in that role that you were doing. So this is still the experience. Now with the experience, she said that you can go on and on and on and on and on about everything that you have done, right? But you need to choose relevant experience. How does this fit in when it comes to the BA role that you are applying to? For example, children's ministry teacher, right? I put this here for you guys. I was a children's ministry teacher at Every Nation Baxter Church, but does this really concern the job that I'm applying to? Maybe there is something that I did at Children's Ministry Church as a children's ministry teacher that may show my competence when it comes to BA role. But you should say that I need to be careful when choosing the type of experiences that I want to market, right? And this is the part where she really criticized when we talk about skills. So when we talk about skills, all I just did is I have business process analysis and improvement, whatever it is. I said I have these skills, but you don't just name skills and say I know Python, I know Java, I know C#, I know HTML, CSS. But you need to show us what you have done in Python, what you have done in Java, what you do when it comes to C#, HTML, CSS, SQL. You see those assignments that you did. Talk about them, that you've done string manipulation, whatever it is, but text extraction, whatever it is. But you need to show us that you can't just say I'm proficient in Python, like what I said in the introduction or in one of the tips that I gave you guys. And soft skills is show us ukuthi you are strong in verbal and written communication. How why do you say that? Show us what you have done. You can't just name skills, but you need to show us what you've done. And then one thing that I forgot is references. So the most important is references, and references goes as this: you name and surname, the role, the organization, and finally the role, organization, and then finally the position. I would not the position, man. The contact detail. Of that person. And your references can be 3 to 4 or 3 people. 3 people minimum, and I guess 4 people maximum. So basically this is my CV. This was my draft CV, and right now I'll be doing my final draft before I submit it again for the 3rd time to the sponsor. I'm sorry, not to the sponsor, to the consultant, and then I'll just ask for final remarks about it, and then hopefully she'll be pleased by it, and then I can start applying for jobs using this CV. So I have actually jot down all the requirements they need from this job, but this is just one job. But then if they're looking let me show you the requirements that they need. Okay, so they said that, so one thing that I realized about my CV is that I was just generalizing about the type of requirements that they need, but let me actually go and look for one job that I could apply to. The requirements is that you need to work well in fast-paced environments, whatever, good at Notion, okay, 2 to 3 years in consulting. Like, it's a junior role, but they want 2 to 3 years in consulting. What is that? And then I was just lazy now, I just screenshotted all of these. So I need to show that I'm excellent in written and verbal communication with confidence, engaging senior stakeholders. Okay, self-centered attitude, comfortable taking ownership and driving outcomes independently. Bonus points for experience in fintech, which I do. operational excellence or strategy roles in whatever. So these are the requirements that they need for this job. Of course, this is just one job, you know. But yeah, okay, I'm not scared, but I'm just like, I'm not scared, but I'm just like, it's a lot. The CV is a lot. I think it's gonna take me about like 2 hours to do something tangible. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so I'm done with my CV, my final draft. I've done everything. I'm gonna show you guys how everything looks like. The only problem that I have is actually, the only problem that I have is my CV is 3 pages instead of 2 pages. And even the second page, it's full. I went into even the third page, it's like half there. Oh, the third page is where I need to write references, and yeah, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know what, because I've shortened it second time now, and it's still not shrinking. I guess I have too much knowledge. But I'll just show you guys how everything looks, and then yeah, I'll have to close the video. All right, so this is my final draft for my CV. Okay, let's see. So I have my cell phone and whatever, the contact details. It's just that. Okay, the profile, I asked ChatGPT to do this, and I gave the prompts that were given to me by the consultant, and then the education is just this. I only have 2 qualifications. Actually, the second one is not even like a done yet, but anyways. Then we have work experience. So another thing that I forgot to tell you guys is that during our consultation, the person told me that you have to separate between work experience and volunteer work. So for work experience, it's those jobs that you got paid for. If there was a pay slip, then that's a work experience. But if there wasn't, it's considered as volunteer work. Okay, so that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. So I differentiated. So I only had 1 paid job. The rest was just volunteering. Even the business analyst role was actually volunteering. One thing that I want to tell you guys about the description of the jobs, I think I did tell you, quantify them, you know. Like, for example, here, secured over 80%. They like to see numbers. That's what the lady told me, that they like to see the numbers, you know, things like that. So, and I've changed it to be role, company, and period. So I've changed it to be like that. Then we have skills. Remember, I'm a skills, which I just had like, I'm proficient in Python, whatever. But now, I need to say that I've laid this. Why am I saying I'm proficient in these skills, blah, blah. So this, okay, then we have references. Unfortunately for references, it's on the 3rd page. And yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. But other than that, that's my final draft. Okay, so I'm done with the CV that I have made. I'm done. And then now I'm just going to send it to the consultant again for the final draft and final review. And if she says something is wrong, I'll just have to fix it on the spot, because I'm not going to change anything. Okay, I'm happy that I have a CV that I can actually just like use it to apply for BA roles. That's one thing I wanted to actually say on this segment, is that this is only for BA roles or project management roles, because even like the skills that I've said, or even the skills I've highlighted, are majority BA roles, not your software engineering, whatever. No, there's nothing like that. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please share it to other people that are looking for jobs just like you, or share it to a friend who's doing a final year, doing an honors year, who has not done her CV, whatever. This is for just to encourage you guys, and just for us to actually like start this job searching process and not wait up until like 2 months in. If you like this video, don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Up until next time, bye guys.